So sometimes I try to use the internet to pick up some cheap stuff, but that can be a little bit risky. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So in this case, I tried to pick up one of these Breville Cafe Roma espresso machines, and this is the third one that I've had, including this one. And the first one was also bought on off the internet for $60, and the second one was purchased at Best Buy, which I generally use right now. And this was sort of a backup one, but it was supposed to be a backup one. I didn't save a picture of this particular ad, but there's lots of these sort of ads for these things, and I suspect a lot of them have issues. So I see one of these nearby me for $40, and I'm asking him, does it work? And he goes, oh yeah, it's working. And then he goes, oh well, it's missing a packer. So I thought the packer, that's that thing, the spoon of the little thing on the end that packs it down, and he didn't say anything. But what he was talking about is the handle thing that you rotate in that holds the coffee, and to me that's a significant issue that he didn't really seem to care about. So I did retain my earlier espresso machine I got for $60 to use for spare parts. So I did have that rotating sort of grind thing. So I take it home, and what happens is it seems there's all this water that's coming out from around this rotating thing you put in there. And initially I'm thinking, is that because there's too much pressure, or is that because something there is not sealing up? And I thought, if it's not sealing up, I can get the parts off my other espresso machine, because it's probably the pump that was wrong with the other one. So I started thinking about combining these units. So the person who sold this to me suggested I could return it if it didn't work, but I thought I might be able to use it to get it one working somehow for $40, which is still, maybe worthwhile. So I didn't return to him. So I think that's kind of courageous, saying, oh, well, I'm going to take two espresso machines and sort of combine them into a working one. You'd be pretty courageous to say that. And I was wondering about this point, to which one of these would be the working one? Like, would I put the pump in the other one? Would I put the seal in the other one? So it turned out that this guy's, the new one, was the Target one, although I brought over some parts. So this is where hot, highly pressurized water will be coming out of the machine. And I was trying to get in here on the $60 failed one to see if there's a blockage behind that. And I couldn't get past how the screw was stripped. I couldn't rotate it. So what really happens is that there's a silicone seal behind that metal plate. And when you rotate the whatever in there, it pushes it up against that seal so that no water is going to leak out. So one of my tricks for removing strip screws is to use a rotary tool with a cutoff wheel to etch a minus into the top of the screw, in which case you can use a minus shaped screwdriver to remove the screw. You really want as small a disc as possible, or at least a reasonably sized one, to avoid scraping other things. And in this case, because I had two plates, because I had a backup espresso machine, I wasn't too concerned, but I did scratch the second plate. So I should point out this is off of the non-working $60 one, which I'm trying to get it out to put into this newer $40 one. So it's about this point where, although this is a very clean unit, it's seen obviously a lot more mileage than that new one. So I tried to scratch some of these whatever deposits were on there off, but I did a little bit of that on the final one, and it scraped the surface a bit, so that wasn't so great. So these are the group head gaskets, and the $60 one is the brown one on the left, and the right one is the $40 one. And my hypothesis was that the $40 one had a hole in it or tear in it or something like that. And what the experiment will show is that it did solve the problem to use actually the brown one in the $40 unit, but it could also be because I cleaned out the other stuff that was down there, that I screwed it in properly, or I somehow installed it properly where it was not installed properly. But I still think the other one could have had a tear. So this is a picture of the old gasket installed in the newer $40 machine. So this is the actual footage of the first test of this gasket. What you can see is there is no leakage, so it's functioning properly. So I put that better looking seal that I thought had a tear in the $60 one. I wanted to see if it would leak out the edges in the $60 one, but unfortunately I never found that out because it never pumped any water, so I don't know what's up with that. So at this point I concluded that I had one working espresso machine, so really I just had to clean up and make it sanitary, and then I'd be done. I also did the descaling procedure, which is kind of the antibacterial procedure, to do half water, half vinegar, and run through a significant amount through both the steamer and the espresso. So what I think happened here is this guy didn't really use this unit very much, but left it in a kitchen that has some sort of oil from cooking that was in the air or something. And this unit kind of suffered from having some oil here and there. And what I did in the end was I replaced this whole upper lid with the other one because I couldn't get this stuff off. Whatever it was kind of like merged the paint or something, and I could not, with anything, get it off. Also, I could see his steam one had some sort of dirt inside, which didn't inspire confidence. So without thinking about too much, I detached the one from the other unit and replaced them. So this is looking in the $40 unit, and it's mostly okay. There seems to be some sort of that oil weird stuff in the very bottom corner. That is the upper right corner right now. So in this case, I'd call that a win because I had, I guess, some parts from another espresso machine. The best I've seen this is $200 at the store, which is something like $225 after tax. So it's a safe 1/5 the cost of a new espresso machine. Thanks for watching.